Welcome to All Things Real Estate CRM. My name is Gary David Hall. Today we're going to look at Realvolve. Realvolve is a pretty new entry into the real estate CRM market. It came out this year, early this year. And normally I would have a lot of caveats before I would recommend a CRM that is this new. This one's different. One of the problems that's typically exist with new CRMs is that they don't know what they don't know. So they get a lot of feedback about what should be in a CRM. They have their own ideas about what should be there. But then the old issue of finance comes up and they have to get it out onto the market. They can't sit there and develop it for 10 years. They can't wait until it's complete before they get it out. So I've watched every one of them come out since 1988, and there have been no exceptions with respect to there being gaps or holes in the features in a CRM. So in this case, they do have a hole, and that is that while it does sync to your phone, and you will have your contacts and calendar items and tasks on your phone from Realvolve, they don't have a user interface that's built specifically for the phone yet. That's due out the end of this year, which in software speak typically means probably first quarter of next year, but who knows, we could be surprised. But there aren't a lot of gaps, and there's a very good reason for that. The man that's leading the development team is a guy by the name of Mark Stepp, and he's been doing this since 1991, not with Realvolve, but with Advantage XI, his other brainchild, another CRM that I used for about 5 or 6 years that in many respects I still consider to be one of the best ever made. But it was a desktop product, so like all desktop real estate CRMs, they're kind of destined to go away because of the business model. They just can't survive on a one and done fee schedule, as opposed to a web-based CRM where you get a monthly fee, and that supports the development and support efforts. So because Mark has been doing this for so long and has been hearing what agents want for so long, this one has come out of the gate with very few holes. And that's a big deal, and it means that it's ready to roll for the most part. I'm taking a very hard look at it. I'm not really seeing a lot of gaps or holes. I mentioned the mobile phone. They are currently using Google Print to print things. They don't have their own print engine. That's also coming. That's definitely in the works, but it's not a real big, if any, hindrance to most people right off the bat. So the only thing left is, will they make it long term, which is always true of all of them. In my opinion, they will, because they have some really great people, Mark being one. The CEO, Dave Crumby, is, I'm impressed. I've been talking with him lately, and I'm really excited, if you can't tell, about this product. So let's get into it. Realvolve is essentially divided into two sections. You have the section on the left here, and then this whole area on the right. And when I first looked at it, I thought, where is everything? Because you see the dashboard, the calendar, the workflows, the templates, but it just seemed like there was something missing. Well, if there was, it's all over here. And what's over here is a tremendously efficient use of screen real estate. Sometimes you'll hear it called literally the space available on this screen. What you have here, well, let's start at the top. Search anything is something that is in some CRMs, and it should be in all of them. And it quite literally does search for anything anywhere. It searches in the contacts, the properties, the transactions, the documents, and the tags, and the tasks. And if you want to add something, you just plus contact, property, transaction, document, activity. So the search anything literally searches all of these. So if I were to for example, now note, I have over 800,000 people. 800,000 would be a lot. 8,000 people is a lot. 5 properties, a transaction, 3 documents, 31 tags, 8 tasks, until I search. Let's say I'm working on 81 Tower Hill Road. So I key it in. See all these numbers change. So what I'm seeing here is there are 3 contacts that have the tag 81 Tower Hill Road, 1 property, 1 transaction, 2 documents, and 3 tasks. Tags are kind of irrelevant in this situation. But now I can look at anything that has to do with Tower Hill Road. Let's look at another thing we can do up here. Let's clear our filter. Open our people. Right here we have filter by contact tag. So I can click on that, and I'm only doing 1, so these 2 don't really matter, but I have an option of saying give me anybody that is in any one of the following that I click, or give me the results of only people that are in everything I click. So let's start keying in. I started keying in active buyer. It comes up. And now we see we only have 8 people. They're down here, but if I click here, I now have an actionable menu to work with them. So I select them, come over here to send mass email. I can jot a quick email out to everybody, or I can choose from existing template and select one. That quickly and easily right from the home page. So let's clear everything out. So the bottom line with this section here is you have the people, properties, transactions, documents, tags, tasks, and you first select the group that you want to work with, and then you select how you want to filter them, and then even how you want to sort them, all from this one menu. If you're going to trial Realvolve, this is something you need to pay really close attention to, because it can be confusing, although it's really not. It's very simple once you understand it, and that is this. Right now you see what I'm displaying with regards to quantities of different items. What's being displayed here is entirely dependent upon what you chose to filter. So it seems sometimes like you can lose people or whatever because you're forgetting that you don't have the filters canceled. So anytime you want to start from scratch, you need to make sure you click that and cancel the filters. See how my contact number goes back up to 8083. All right, so anytime that you think something is not right up here, make sure to check that you don't have any filters, both here and up here. So if I, up here, let's make that hall, okay. If I do that, see the numbers are changing again. So now if I go to look for something down here, so wait a minute, where'd that task go? Need to kill this filter. So either there or down here, make sure you're not filtering anything. So now let's take a look at the rest of the dashboard. I have essentially 2 sections here right now. I'll show you how that can change. Notes and correspondence are a chronological history of everything that's going on in your system here. So the most recent things that happened are these tweets that I did. Beyond that are some notes I took. I worked on or something to do with the transaction. I have an email here. Or I can say I just want to see notes in chronological order, or uncheck that and see emails or texts or tweets. And Facebook and LinkedIn are here for the time being, but they have discontinued their data feeds into CRMs, so we'll likely see those go away. I wanted to make note of something that I didn't get at first. Make sure if I click 3 of these, see they're all highlighted, which means you're going to see all of them. If I want to see just one, I need to only have one highlighted. If I want to see all of them, I need to have none of them highlighted. If I want to create a note, I click here. I do my note. Who am I doing the note for? Oh, right here. Start keying in the name. Up they come. And I just created a note for David. It'll show here, and it will show, of course, in his history. I can start a workflow here and select one. I can create a task right here. So I have notes, workflows, tasks. And below here are the tasks that I have to do today. Now, they just got done creating widgets. In order to open the widgets, I unlock it right here and then click Add Widget. And I have a list of 6 so far. There are more coming. So I can click on that and say Add, and then a little magic here. I've been using a demo database, so I don't have information in there that would allow me to show you much as far as these widgets go. Here's an image they sent me that you can get a little better idea of what some of it would look like, although this does not illustrate a lot of it either. Realvolve is doing something you could call revolutionary, but it's at the very least cutting edge. And that is that they are using analytics within the CRM itself. If you're not familiar with the term analytics, FICO scoring uses analytics to determine the likelihood that a debt will be repaid. I have a product called SmartZip that uses analytics to determine whether or not someone's likely to move in the next 3 to 6 months. Both use data provided that's relevant to what they're trying to analyze. In this case, they're going to use information that we've been providing all along, but they're going to do a lot more with it. Since the beginning of CRM, we've been inputting names, addresses, phone numbers, email addresses, tracking the email that we sent, tracking meetings, appointments, tasks, listings and closings, and many other things. And we've been able to use all that to be able to quickly retrieve information, segment our database to make marketing more easy and effective, document our transaction for the broker or for the client, and many other things. So we've gotten a lot of good use out of what we've been inputting, but Realvolve is going to take it about 10 steps further. Based on the information that we're already putting into a contact record, and also by making additional fields available for analysis, Realvolve is going to look at each contact in our database and rate it. They then take this data and place it on a grid, okay, right here. The grid will show us the overall complexion of our database, such that we can literally see where we currently are, who we need to pay special attention to, and who we need to massage to further improve our relationships. It'll be a daily tool showing us who to talk to and why to improve our database. It will then take that information and combine it with your sales history statistics right here to predict how much money you should make based on the characteristics of your database, the strength of the relationships in your database. Weak relationships are down here, suspects, aware, right? The intersection of those two versus someone up here is a past client who trusts you and refers business to you. Do you have plans to sell your business someday? If you don't, you really should start considering it and how to effectuate that. How valuable will it be if all you have is a spreadsheet with names and addresses? Now, how valuable will it be if someone could see much more information, such as your contact history, the properties you've listed and sold with them, all the different communications you've had with them over the years, all right in one place? That's the advantage of having your business in a regular CRM. Now consider the additional value if you could give a graphic representation, right? Predicted transactions, predicted revenue, a graphic representation of the quality of your database in statistical terms that prove the value. Now take it that step further where it literally shows the prospective buyer of your business what your business has earned and what it's predicted to earn. Much more valuable. How will it do all this? Showing you in detail is outside the scope of this review, but if you want to learn much more detail, just visit my site with videos from Realvolve that will explain it all. Stay tuned for part 2 of 3, in which I'll review the contact screen, the Evernote integration, and the Zapier integration. If you're considering trialing or purchasing Realvolve, you can do it through my site for the same price as on the vendor's site, which is $37 a month. You cannot find it for less anywhere, but I do offer through my site a 30-day trial, and my Transplans emails are included as well, which are a $49 value. Thank you. I started in real estate sales in 1987 and started using a DOS real estate CRM called Real Estate Specialist in 1988. I've watched literally every single one of them come out since then, and all of that information and much more is on this website. There's the better part of 100 pages here. Please take advantage of it. There's nowhere else like it on the internet. Thank you. Again, my name is Gary David Hall.